What's up guys? Kevin Rogers, owner, operator, and professional window tinter for On Point Pro Styles Window Tinting in Gainesville, Georgia. In this video, I want to go over how to not cut film on the car. Newer, later model vehicles, especially higher line vehicles, are coming out with softer and softer glass. So it's wise to put cutting off the car in your arsenal. Tesla being one of the main known ones, Land Rover is another one. So you probably just want to put this in your arsenal, and if you're not sure, use it. So we're going to use a silver Sharpie and a China marker. And they both have benefits, and I'm going to go over both of them and use both of them. But biggest thing is showing you how to cut the film off the car. Mark it, cut it off the car. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's get to it. Okay, so I've got two pieces of film here, one for the back glass, one for the front. This is off a 20-inch roll. I just cut them the width of the door, wet them, and laid them on here. So if we're using a marker, we can actually pull these down to install level, unless you're gonna cut the bottom seal, which is entirely up to you. These seals on this Toyota Corolla are actually very straight, so I'm just going to pull my film down into place where I would want it to drop below the inside gasket. So there we go, a little bit higher on the back. All right, now you need to lock it into place. I'm just gonna grab my sprayer. Now, right off the bat, I wanna go over the film being wet. So this is where these two items play. This China marker will still mark if the film is wet. Sharpie, not so much. So you're gonna wanna make sure if you're using the Sharpie that you're using it on a dry piece of film. It doesn't work very well if it's wet. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim all this down to size. And you'll see why here in a minute. So I'm gonna open the door and trim off all this extra on the top, making it a little bit easier to work with. We'll do the same for this back piece. Move it over out of the way of the door. Just a little bit. There we go. Same thing. We'll open the door, find our knife. Reposition the bottom. Make sure it's where we want it. Cut off all the extra from the top. You'll see why here in a second. All right, so we've got our film where we want it. We've got it pretty well locked into place. I've got to do a better job of lining this up. There we go. Now notice I'm spraying my squeegee and not just spraying the glass. I'm trying to keep it dry. So I'm gonna use the marker on this front one, and we'll use the China marker on the back and look at the difference. So we've got the film pulled down to install level. We've got it lined up on the door. So just like our knives, we're gonna just mark our spot and draw it all the way to the bottom. So we've got a nice line where the gasket is. Same thing on the front. Nice line where the gasket is. Now we'll use the China marker for the back one. Mark our gaskets. So there's your gaskets. The next thing to do is you go ahead right now and you just go ahead and cut your tops. So I'm gonna open the door, pull the film back as I normally would. Drop the window, open this door, pull the film back where I normally would, drop the window. Now we do our top cuts. Now this is where I like to wet the film. I like to use my hand as a guide. So just like any other top cut, you're gonna puncture through. Keep your blade at the same level all the way across during the cut for a nice clean micro edge. Same thing, I'm gonna puncture through. All the way across. Now let's get into the peel board. Okay, we'll get both pieces set on here. All right, so you've got, this one is the China marker. So you've got your front and back gasket, you got your top edge already cut, you already pulled it down low enough so it's below the gasket. This is our front gasket, back gasket on the front door, same thing. We've already pulled it down. So now it's just a matter of cutting off the extra, keeping in mind you want to be past the gasket on the sides. You only marked it right to the gasket. So the far right side of this line is pretty much where your gasket is. So you're going to want to go a little better than 1/8 of an inch past that. Doesn't hurt to use a guide. You've got nice straight lines now. So let's do that. Let's do it on this side. There's that side. I'll just freehand this side. That's the beauty of it. These are hidden. There's those. Finish off our corners. Take this down just a little bit more. There we go. Same thing on the front. Clean up our corner. Bottom corner. To the back. Top corner. There it is. So there's your finished pieces. It's a matter of putting them back on the car. If you're shrink like I do, or snap shrink them, install them. So we're past where we marked. We know we've got plenty of coverage and we never put a blade on the car. So that's what this is for. Double cutting's the same thing. Double your film up. Here's where the biggest difference between these two are, other than this one writing when it's wet. So here's a wet spot. It marks very lightly. It marks. So this one marks when it's wet. Still kind of crazy. I'd still use it when it's dry. But this one will mark on both sides of the film and you can actually wipe it off. This one is, well, it's a permanent Sharpie marker, so there's no wiping off what you wrote on there. Whereas this one, in the event that you wanted to mark on the tint side, you can. A little soapy water, a little bit of slip, and it comes right off. So I am one that when I double cut, I put liner to liner, film side to the glass, film side to me, because the liners stick better when you squeegee them together. The liners tend to slide less than when it's film to film. Film to film, even if you tack it, tends to want to slide a little bit, and sometimes you don't notice it till it's too late. So this would be my go-to China marker. If I had to, and I have plenty of times, just a silver Sharpie. So there it is. That's how to use a marker and not cut on the glass. Additionally, on the back window, same thing, do your film, shrink it out, and then just draw right at the dot matrix all the way around, put it on the glass, and cut it out. So there you go, that's pretty much it. It's not a very complicated video, it's not a very complicated thing to learn. If you're new to the business and you're not sure about your knife skills, grab these and start with these. You don't want to scratch some glass on somebody's car, which you can do even on harder glass on older vehicles, and have to replace it. It could be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So try that out. It's really kind of simple. I just started using the method here lately, mainly because of all the later vehicles that have software. So check it out, hope it helps. If you have any questions, reach out to me, Kevin Rogers, On Point Pro Styles in Gainesville, Georgia. I'm on all the socials and I'm always happy to help. Till the next one.